What up? It's Casper. Today's video I'm gonna be talking about the movie Venom. Venom is a 2018 film. It's rated PG-13 and it's 1 hour and 52 minutes. Directed by Ruben Fleischer. This movie I've been trying to watch for a very long time. Venom has 3 movies to it and it looks like Tom Hardy is in all 3 of them. So very excited to see him. Getting highs and lows reactions from people, letting them know that I'm about to start this Venom movie. The last time I heard of Venom was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. That was the last time I ever heard a word about Venom. And honestly, it was very crazy to see that Tom Hardy ended up picking up that role. So now we have this Venom. I don't know the story or background story or just how the comic books portray Venom. So this one right here, I was just very excited just to see where is this world, where's this Venom coming from. But how the movie started, we're seeing how the symbiotes are coming on Earth, seeing how it's being told. The first half of the movie was a little slow for me, seeing how the symbiotes are trying to find like their host. I'm just really trying to understand the whole flow in the beginning and seeing how the scientists are really focused on that. Seeing the character Drake in here, the one who's like the head of the science lab, it didn't really gravitate me to be like, whoa, this symbiote is actually an interesting thing on Earth. Seeing the other characters just trying to establish this storyline, that's where I'm just like trying to figure out who's the bad villain, is this the good guy. The pieces from the beginning first half was just very boring for me. I did like when they were showing Tom Hardy's character who plays Eddie Brock in this movie. That at least gave us some anticipation to finally look forward to seeing Venom. First half just felt very unrealistic. One thing that just threw me off from the beginning was seeing how that the glass broke with a fire extinguisher caught my attention right away, because the protection of that science lab needs to be A1. So when you see the obvious kind of being presented to you, finally see like, okay, this character is going to be a serious character in the movie. Like I said, with the first half, couldn't really grab what was really going on. Just definitely just saw a lot of science stuff, a lot of Drake's character just really irritated. His look in the beginning, I felt like was something like a college student vibe, him presenting a project in front of his whole class, and his projection and the way he was acting in those moments. I'm just like, there's no way he's the final boss or he's a boss in here. It bored me out. Besides Tom Hardy, everyone was just trying to fit that Marvel comic book vibe, just trying to do their best to present these lines. I think a lot of the main attraction was definitely just seeing the evolution and growth of Venom in Tom Hardy's character Eddie Brock. Seeing the growth and seeing Venom finally find his host in Eddie Brock. Let me know if how the beginning progress, the beginning flow of the movie, was that something the comic books really had? Is that how the symbiotes ended up coming on Earth? Because later in the movie we find out that there's a lot of different ones. That was an interesting point to actually see, that it's not just one Venom and that there is actually a lot of different ones, just like the same style of Venom. And I was like, whoa, there's different Venoms out there. That was pretty cool. That's where I feel like a lot of the die-hard fans who read the comic books could actually appreciate and seeing a lot of different versions like that. Second half, when you finally see Venom, that's when a lot of the stuff in the movie became very attractive to see. The attraction is Venom. The one thing that I noticed as well is Venom was shining only for about maybe 50 minutes, barely touching an hour in this movie. I'm like, okay, this is the first one. Maybe they're not trying to give us too much with Venom. Overall, seeing Venom in the last half of the movie, I do like the build-up, finally getting the understanding of this Venom character, especially it finding its host. Very interesting choice on the back and forth of the voice. I think it was interesting to see that that Venom was not too aware of his surroundings, but very vicious. So it was like he was evil, then he's like good, but he doesn't know stuff, but he knows a lot of stuff. I would give props to Tom Hardy playing this Eddie Brock character. It did fit his role. The look was something where you wouldn't be mad at after actually filming this movie. The interaction with him and Venom were pretty funny, and you could see that slowly but surely Eddie Brock was kind of just accepting it. And I think that's the flow of the movie, especially with Venom finally getting involved. You're just seeing that Tom Hardy's character is finally just accepting Venom being inside of his body. The Venom stuff was cool. The look was actually pretty awesome to see. Just hope that the second and third one does show us a lot of cool, more badass things. Like when you see Venom's enemy, which is another version of him, a lot of the cool stuff that I feel like Venom would show off is shown off with that evil character. Drake being Riot, that's the other version of Venom. A lot of the stuff in that section, that's where I feel like they probably would put in the other movies, but they spoiled us with that right away. That was cool. That was good to see. Seeing Venom actually want to help Earth, I was like, whoa, that was a crazy transition. So interesting moments, interesting character, and the storyline, I feel like it's going to be something that's just going to be very random as well, seeing how Venom is part of this Marvel world. This is me seeing Venom finally getting an understanding and seeing what he's really about. Very interesting as well to see Stan Lee do a cameo in this movie, but as he always does and he always did, it honestly one of those moments where you're like, dang, I wonder what the backstory of that was. Second half, I think that's where the best part of the movie was. The action was there, the interactions of Venom dealing with a lot of people seeing this was pretty interesting. Action scenes, I feel like they're just gonna amp it up in the other ones, but hearing a lot of moments about the second movie, but overall just seeing the look is badass, and seeing a lot of the stuff in here is kind of already of a given. The green screen, the special effects in here, you can kind of tell that maybe in the beginning stages of just trying to figure out this Venom character, seeing what works. So I would love to know from a lot of people who read the comic books, you know, did they do a good job on this Venom movie right here? There is some lines in here that are kind of cringy, but in the perspective of a superhero world, you kind of would see that or read it in a comic book. So like the interaction with Michelle Williams, who plays Anne, not a bother character, but one of those interesting characters that brought a lot of things to my mind where I was just like, whoa, Venom can also enter her body, and then seeing that Venom can enter a dog too. So I'm figuring this out, but I thought her performance was okay. Overall, a lot of these characters in here are just giving out that comic book vibe. The set design does give out that Marvel comic book feel, so I did appreciate that. Really good fighting moment sequences in here, and you can definitely tell that a lot of the main focus was for those moments. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool to see a lot of the stuff that they're doing in here. The word badass would probably be the right word to use. Definitely see with the special effects that they're trying to make Tom Hardy look like a straight badass when Venom and him are interacting with each other, and the transition of all that slime stuff, pretty cool to be honest. One thing I didn't like was the music score, the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack could have been a little bit better. It's going to be interesting to see how this Venom character just gets integrated with a lot of the other Marvel characters. Very interesting superhero movie, especially me thinking that Venom was a villain, but now becomes somehow a superhero in a way, you know, especially with the last scene as well. After my watching the movie Venom out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Venom. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.